good, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle, Nadeska Akademiks, and Wayno here. It's Tuesday. Now, we took a 2-week break. We've only been back for 2 days. If you're wondering why we're at least 2 hours late today, of course, blame Akademiks. Good morning, sir.
My sleep schedule's a little off. I got to get back in the mix.
You don't
of
have
things,
a fucking
man.
sleep schedule. That's
You're right. I don't have a sleep. That's
Why don't
the
you
problem.
just plug in your phones at night so when we call you for 3 hours, one of those calls goes through?
Then, actually, Nicki fans been like making my phone go dead every night.
Don't put it on that.
I gotta blame Nicki.
Be accountable for your actions, Akademiks. Don't start telling on people.
You hear this guy?
Yeah.
You hear this guy?
Be accountable.
Nicki did it, nigga.
Be accountable.
Breakfast on Act tomorrow. Anyway, sorry guys, but here we are. So before we talk about DaBaby's new album, which he was hyping up, we might never get this Kanye project, Jesus is King, but apparently Yandhi is on Apple Music as ringtones if you want to go purchase those individually. We listened to some snippets while we were waiting on this guy before the show starts. Very random. Apparently it's been on there for a few days.
I'm sick of it.
Is this officially released?
As ringtones.
As ringtones.
26 seconds each. I didn't even know there was still a ringtone option section to buy.
I think the album got leaked, so maybe I don't think this is officially released. But regardless, I mean, it kind of shows that Kanye has been making music. And I thought he was just blowing smoke. He's making music, just not putting it out. Still a perfectionist at heart. Can't be mad.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Yandhi as ringtones. Jesus is King with no release date. Just wait on it. I mean, just wait on it. Just wait on it.
But look, DaBaby dropped his album. So
Yeah.
This is a sophomore project. It's called KIRK. This is obviously a follow-up to his debut album, Baby on Baby, which only dropped in March. It's still pretty recent. 13 tracks, features from people like Chance the Rapper, Nicki, Gucci, Migos, and more. Production by Cash Money, P. London on the track, and others. So in an interview with Power 106 before this drop, he said this album will be as big as Carter 3 for this generation. I think before he compared himself to Pac, just basically saying this could be a career-defining project for him. Guys, did it live up to the hype?
Not for me. Not for me. I thought that he, like, when he dropped the record, about losing his dad and all that and got personal, I really thought that he was gonna go into some personal aspects of his life, but I don't know. Like, I'm kind of confused because he kind of oversold it and under-delivered it. Why it's gonna do, like, good numbers and probably be the #1 album and all of that shit. I mean, there's not, he kind of kept one sound. It's like, I don't know, I'm kind of confused as how this whole thing came about. It just, I think it seems a bit premature for me.
Right.
Like, it's really premature for me. I think that, like, with Baby on Baby, he could have just rode the wave of that for the rest of the year and then wait till next year. I don't know if he just wanted to get something out on the side of this year, but, like, it didn't live up to what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's interesting. We always talk about timing of releasing your music, right? 6 months ago, he dropped his debut album. Was it too soon for him to even put this project out? Do we need it now?
Definitely too soon, but I think this is like a label play. Like, he's been heating up after the album dropped. A lot of times people hit that peak around the first month and then they kind of cool off. He's been progressively getting hotter. So, like, they got to cash out. So I think this seemed a little bit rushed, and it seems like it blends with the last project and it almost seems like it's B-sides. You get me? So, when I see this, I remember when Lil Baby, which ironically enough, one of the babies, right? Lil Baby had a lot of buzz, and I felt like he was oversaturated and shit. And I think he put out like a project that wasn't received as well, but like we all had the perspective of him putting out something really good if he took a little bit more time. So I figured this is what this is. Of course, he's gonna blow smoke, saying it's better than Carter 3. This Pac stuff, whatever he uses to sell the album, but I'm not surprised. I didn't expect anything else. Like the intro, I think the intro had people fooled.
I mean,
the intro had people fooled, but
the intro, of course, it did, because it was like, I mean, just to see how he got, it was dope to see him. He named the album KIRK after his dad. His dad passed away. So he's talking about the same time, that he's getting all these crazy accolades. His father died right when Nip died, like, So I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna dig in, not just on his dad, but like just what he's been going through this whole year. And it's just like, it just sounded like he's just having fun on every record. So I don't know what he meant by, this generation's Carter 3. I would really love to hear what he meant when he was saying those things. Or maybe some of the songs didn't make the album because they put it out too fast, but it just seemed super rushed.
Yeah, like also with his sound is kind of like, like he's a way better rapper than Blueface, but like his sound is as noticeable as like a Blueface. Like you know when there's a Blueface beat that comes on. You know kind of like, if, for better or for worse, how Blueface sounds on like his records. And I think when it comes to DaBaby, like his songs and like his sound is so noticeable that if you hear too much or you consume too much of it, like within a short time, like it automatically blends into the last hit song you got. So like you hear everyone saying, oh, yeah, it sounded like he was trying to make H.E.R, you know, like, and really wasn't, but like he's keeping the same producer, he's keeping the same formula that works. So I can't knock him for it. I can't knock the label as well, either for doing the money grab. I've always thought that, you know, like when it's one or two hot artists and they be like, oh, they're doing a collab album now. You know, it's a money grab. The shit was created in like a week and a half. So I can't knock him for it. I've always thought it was gonna be this. Great numbers, but not the best reception. I want to see how he bounces back from this for next year.
Yeah, what's bouncing back at this point? Falling back for a few months and then dropping another project or a couple more singles?
No, he's definitely gonna probably work.
Oversaturating.
He's probably gonna work a few joints off of this, right?
Yeah. I do believe after this, like putting out a song or two, but like not like just force feeding something down the public's throat. You know, get me? Like if this, again, it felt like this shit was on a deadline. Like why now? Why so quick? I don't know. I
don't think he's in a position for the label to push him to make anything like a decision like that. I think it's more his decision. Like I think that would be more his decision. I don't think that he's in a position where they could just make him do something. Like he has a top 10 record. Like I don't think that they would force him to just put out anything. You know what I mean? Or to just put this album out. I think he really wanted to put this album out.
Why?
That's what we need to hear from him.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Just because I can't see the why, I gotta believe that this is probably like, yo, let's cash out on the peak of your popularity and just musical success right now. Just drop another one.
Yeah. What joints you mess with off of there?
I like the intro joint.
Yeah.
So the iPhone joint with him and Nicki, I like that as well.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough.
That was a dope joint.
And there's another joint. Oh, my bad. I forgot I got it on the screen. What's the joint? Because I threw it on my playlist. No.
Pop Star is hard. The joint with H.E.R is hard too. Well, the joint with Gucci Mane on. I like that.
Probably Heard. Probably Heard that was broke from a broke nigga. You feel me? I like that.
Yeah.
Well, but like, and honestly, I do think that niggas are like. I looked on social media and I see how people are like rating it. I think people are giving it a little bit of a bad rap. It's not horrible. It just kind of blends in with all the other shit we've heard. You get me? And then when you hear Carter 3, you hear these big expectations. He might have set himself up, low-key.
He did. I mean, like, you know, it's like reading nutritional facts first. I mean, and then, for real, like, it's like, for real, it's like you read it expecting a certain thing, and then it wasn't. I mean, for what I'm saying is for what he presented it to be, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
So one of the things you guys criticize him for, you feel like sometimes the antics and the drama surrounding him is getting a little bit louder than the music. So there have been some headlines recently about issues with securities and him maybe allegedly trying to punch fans. Do you guys think, since you're not so impressed with this album, that this is still going to be an issue for him?
Honestly, like he is different than most people. I never thought that like those stuff is like the antics or whatever we might want to call it is bigger than the music. I thought his music was always bigger.
You did say that, Act.
No, I didn't say. I said it helps fuel.
Yeah, but you were.
I said it helps fuel the music.
You were saying that you thought
like,
it might be.
If you're knocking a nigga out every time you drop an album, trust me, that sales gonna go up. You get me? Like it's just simple math. But I don't think that when I think of DaBaby, I think about the last person he knocks out. No, I think about like him having really good songs. So I don't think the music is getting overshadowed by. I just don't think that that's sustainable. I don't think if you're running into these incidents every single time, and we could say all we want.
I don't want to use the word antics because a lot of times it sounds like people attacking him.
Well, I mean, one of the things we seen was like he was performing and a fan grabbed his chain. Like you can't if an artist is jumping towards the crowd or near the crowd, you can't think it's cool to touch the artist's chain. Like, you know, you're gonna warrant a certain type of response. The other thing is like somebody tried to hit him in the back of the head. It's like, what did he do? He's just walking through the crowd. So I called him a finisher, not a starter. It doesn't seem like he's starting these problems. They just coming to him. But I don't think that a person is trying to hit him in the head because he did something to them. It's just, these are the fans of today, right?
Wait, hold on. Like, how come when it comes to DaBaby, we don't be talking about energy and he don't invite this? Like, that don't apply to him?
We've already had that conversation, but you've also told us
I feel like
fans act like. So.
I feel like if because we gotta keep the same energy, Like, that's kind of part of, I'm not saying he's telling people to do things to him, but like, it's a little bit too much happening to him that's not happening to other rappers. You get me? And I do figure, like, I think some of the, like, the energy he's giving off might invite a little bit. Not saying he's
Seems like a very positive guy.
Nah, he does.
He seems like a very, very positive guy.
I mean, unless he's in Louis Vuitton and he's like showing a guy bleeding on the floor. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Like, perhaps.
That's one out of...
Yo, the only thing, I just don't want him to end up on the wrong side of one of these joints that he's finishing. You get me? And that's always possible. You run into the wrong person, and we've seen...
Yeah, but, I mean...
Rappers are the toughest people. Good thing he had a security. Security's a good guy, by the way.
All right.
Some of them are. Anyway, check out the album. Let us know if you guys like it or not. Ak, maybe you could take us through some numbers?
Oh, yeah, of course. Speaking of the album KIRK is actually expected to do great numbers. This is exactly why I thought it was a money grab. Possibly 150,000 copies, but it probably at least around the range of 130 to 150, which if you look at his last project, which did around like 50 to 60, that's almost increasing by 100,000. Post Malone still going crazy with Hollywood Bleeding. 115,000 to around 120 predicted this week. It's his fourth week on the charts. And yeah, like he's still #1 on the charts.
Is he platinum yet? Post Malone?
Well, probably is, but like has RIAA certified him yet? I don't think so.
Gotcha.
Like he got to do one of them joints that Tecca does, where you put the album out and they announce it that you're platinum before you even sell a fucking record. But yeah, other joints that I like, Young Thug's So Much Fun is still #5. It's selling 45,000 units this week, which, by the way, I remember 45,000 was like a high number for a first week for Thug. Now it's like kind of in the mix of like weeks later, it's still doing well. Tecca, We Love You, Tecca is at #6. Chris Brown's Indigo, #7, 33K. I think all the albums here that you're seeing in the top 10, word of mouth have kept them there. I think hype gets you the big first week, but longevity on the charts is going to be word of mouth. So, yeah. And Lil Nas X sold 27,000.
And he's about to take some time off now.
Yeah.
Some well-earned time off. Okay. So over the weekend, Roddy, Ricch, and Tory Lanez had a little back and forth. So Roddy Ricch accused Tory Lanez of biting his 2018 song called Rich Forever. So Tory does have a new song out called Watch for Your Soul, which uses a similar beat and also touches on the loss of a loved one. So in a comment that Roddy Ricch has since deleted, he wrote, "You can't bite no harder than this. I thought you were better than this." So Tory did respond, of course, saying that he just used the track because he found it to be influential. He said, "I wrote this verse about my dead homie. I used your beat because I loved your version. I wanted to tell my own story about my dog that got killed. I didn't use anything of yours but a beat. Millions of dudes go on other beats every day. I'll tell you what we're better than. We're better than getting on social media, talking crazy, trying to get clout when you have my number." And then Tory did one more follow-up post reiterating that he was just paying tribute to the song. Who do you guys think is in right here?
So, Tory did a video to the song, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And this is about the second or third time it's happened. And while I'm 100% with Tory on the explanation, like, hey, listen, we're grown men here. Like, calling somebody out on Instagram, the blog's going to pick it up. And to be honest, no, I even knew this was going to be such a pain. I didn't even cover this shit, But, like, it does make a scene. It makes it almost, everyone starts looking like, yo, you going to sit there and let him say that to you? But I do think Tory is going about how he's getting on these records in the wrong way, right? Like, so if 4 artists, like in the past, by the way, he did it with I remember, what's my guy, Magnolia? Yeah, Cardi.
Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi had an issue with him, like when he did a remix of his song. And like, I feel like sometimes people feel like he's almost trying to steal their moment.
So you think he's Jacquees and shit?
Yeah, kind of like that, And while he's good at like these remixes and kind of like giving his own flip, like sometimes I feel like the artists feel like it's in poor taste. And that was Roddy Ricch's way of doing it. Of course, Roddy Ricch is like, it's still first and second year in the industry. Probably is looking on the gram like, what the fuck is this? And like, he later did delete it. So I'm guessing they probably had a conversation and probably realized, let me just hit him in DMs. But I do think that Tory isn't all the way in the right in terms of don't call me out on social media. if you're gonna do all that and do a video to my single and this and third, knowing, I guess it means something to you too. It means a lot to me as well because it's my song. Just holler at me before you do it. That I'm not blindsided.
But I mean,
it feels like Roddy Ricch was blindsided.
I mean, blindsided, but at the same time, it's like we don't get upset about people doing freestyles over people's shit. I mean, he did a video for it, which usually doesn't happen, but people do freestyles over people's shit every single day, whether it's
shoot a video?
Yeah, absolutely. People do videos. People do, when Free Smoke was out, how many Free Smoke freestyles was there? Like,
you're right, but not from a platinum artist.
I mean, not from a platinum artist. I'm just saying, it's like, I think that Tory shouldn't get as much flack because he also is a person who does a lot of shit with up-and-coming artists. You know what I mean? Like, if he does, like he said, he just was inspired by the record. He didn't put the shit, we ain't hear it on radio and all of that. He just did something that he wanted to do. I don't think he's monetizing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that was cool. Like, a freestyle is like something cool for him to do. Artists do that shit every single day. I mean, if him and Tory don't have a relationship, then I can see how he might feel blindsided. But I don't think it's in poor taste at all. Not from Tory.
Yeah, nah, I just feel like, because I know for new artists like Roddy Ricch, which I think he's had a lot of pretty good success in terms of his music.
Absolutely.
You know, like, of course, his solo songs, I'm Racks in the Middle with him and Nipsey Hussle, God Rest the Dead. But honestly, I do feel like he kind of looked at Tory like, damn, bro, like, I feel like you're trying to upstage me a little bit. I think there's a better way of approaching it, you know? So, and you can't knock somebody doing a remix, but Tory go a little far, man. His video gonna be better than your video. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think he meant nothing ill by it, but.
Well, cool if they resolved it, though.
Right.
So a couple weeks ago, we were talking about a story where the FCC was asking the Recording Industry Association to basically investigate payola in radio. And a lot of times we talk about what it really means for an up-and-coming artist to have label support, how far this goes. So during the Revolt Summit in Atlanta, Coach K, who is a co-founder of Quality Control, we don't hear him speak a lot, but he did give a talk that was very insightful. So he gave some game. He said, everything costs money. If you want to get your record on the radio, to take a record that you see, to get it to #1, that will cost you $200,000. He talks a little bit more about the label going through hard times and getting to where they are now. Does that number surprise you guys, or is that about what you expected, that what you might pay to get a #1?
No, I knew that that's what it cost. I'm happy you said it. The context behind it is people think that the $200,000 is just you putting it in a DJ's hand. It doesn't work like that. Like, you have iHeartRadio and all these different activations to promote the record. Same way how when you see on Apple Music or Spotify, when you see an artist plastered all everywhere, that's not just because they just really like the artist. That's marketing dollars being spent. So I'm happy that he did say that, but I wish he would have added a little bit more context behind it. But it does take $200,000 to take a record to radio. Now, it doesn't guarantee it's going to be #1, but to just get it into the system and get it going, that's the opening thing. It's 200 bands, like, you know.
Yeah, you know, if you listen to the radio guys, by the way, payola is a crime. So, you know, like, I think people really want to stay clear from admin to anything like that. But I think there is that kind of like smoke and mirrors in terms of artists or whoever feeling like these platforms, it don't take money to really get on it and really succeed. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think Coach K, he said, I agree with you. He probably should have went a little bit more in depth, because whether it's like you're taking $50,000 and you're giving it to a radio promo team who's going to work that record in markets and try to get it added to particular playlists or whatever, right. Or it's running a campaign on whatever big station that might incentivize them to add the record to the rotation, or whatever relationship y'all got. It does cost a lot of money, you know. It's not only radio though. I think this is just throughout, like, in any type of promotion. I think the same applies to playlists.
Yeah, it does.
I think it applies just all over in the game. So, you know, I think Coach K saying it, he kind of brings the veil down. But if you are someone in the industry, you should know that.
But the thing is also, like, I don't because again, it's not a transactional exchange where you giving Funkmaster Flex that money, or you giving it to DJ Envy, or giving it to Greg Street. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what it's costing to get it into the system. But this is why I was critical about, like, the shit that Chance says. Like, oh, just do it. Like just
Like not needing the support.
yeah, it's like you need money to do things, and it's like, you know, everybody doesn't have the entrepreneurial mindset or the hustle to get up and just get it done that way, or the funds. So a lot of kids might find themselves signing the labels because they want to get on radio or they want to do these things and they can't do it on their own. So with a young artist, if you're trying to get in the game, you just got to figure out what fight you actually trying to fight.
So do you need a budget this big if you're an upcoming artist? Like this Amigos budget, you know what I mean? A breaking artist budget?
No, I don't think. I mean, with a first artist, if you're growing an artist out, they're not gonna spend that much initially. I mean, unless you have a crazy smash hit that they feel is really gonna go, like a features on it or something like that. But if you're an up and coming artist, you probably not. Your first project is probably not gonna have a record that goes directly to radio.
And you got to realize he said something key for a number one. You know, like if you notice how the Billboard charts works, it factors in airplay. So you could have a song that is streaming well, right? And say it's not picked up by radio at all and it gets on the charts, but it's probably gonna be like even with really good streams, like around mid-50s, like, but if you wanna go that number one spot, yeah, you gotta, it's a little bit pay to play, you know? And I feel like just radio, every time I've heard radio dudes listen, talk about this, they always deny this. Like they're like, nah, what you talking about? You know what I mean? But they don't admit that whether it's money
probably
directly.
Think it's like what Wayno was saying. People think it's like you directly paying off a DJ. It being
I think
that
that's what
simple.
it is. I think that's what it is. I think literally that's what it is. But I'm like, I watched that whole thing between Coach K and P, and I believe Yachty was there, and they were just talking about how they came up in the industry, and like they had to deal with a lot of like industry red tape, kind of like even that, and them trying to figure their way around it to understanding like this is all a game. So, you know, man, I pay out 200 bands, man, get on the radio.
No, because then you gonna have people showing up to radio stations with 200 bands, like in a duffel bag, like yo, of course, like play my shit right now.
All right, so a lot of music dropped while we were off. We're gonna run through some singles in our segment Brick Hit or Wait on It. Starting with French Montana featuring Post Malone and Cardi B. This one's called Writing on the Wall. It's from French's upcoming album Montana. Wayno, Brick Hit or Wait on It?
I say wait on it. It's a good sounding record, and like you can't really lose when you got Post Malone or something. You know what I mean, especially and Cardi B. French is good at always putting together like singles for himself. Like French would be great at putting together somebody else's album, I feel like, cause he knows how to. It seems like he A&Rs a lot of his own shit. So I should say wait on it for now.
I'm definitely gonna say wait on it. By the way, he has. I think French is looking for that single that connects, and I think this is probably the biggest effort he's had. Like you have, I mean, Post Malone and Cardi B in a record is like, god damn it, right? You know, he had a joint with Gunna recently. You know, I think in recent history,
wasn't there a City Girls record? Was that him?
Exactly.
But it ended up being on the QC album. That was kind of
yeah. It seemed like it was presented by him, but it ended up being there. I don't know how that worked. It was called Wiggler or something like that. But I haven't, to be very honest, and just watching French, I haven't seen one of his singles work in a while. You know, even the last joint with Drake, No Stylist. I love the record. Did the record perform, I believe, up to like their previous collabs? Nah. So like I think he's kind of trying to find that magic sauce again, but he's definitely getting the right chefs in the kitchen. He just gotta hit it. I don't believe that's a hit though. So I'm gonna go wait on it, but I don't think it's a break.
It's tough to come. You know, it's tough to come with another Unforgettable. You know what I mean? Like Unforgettable is such a like big world record that it's like I don't think he's trying to reach exactly that, but it's tough to get close back there. Call Sway Lee up, man. Him and Sway Lee ain't did nothing since then.
Sway Lee's sick of all of y'all right now. He's had enough.
Yeah, Sway Lee took Unforgettable Part 2, the Guatemala.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't giving this a French.
All right, so the next one is PNB Rock featuring Nicki Minaj. This is Fendi, produced by Murder Beats. So this is Nicki's first feature since announcing her retirement 3 weeks ago.
Give me a second. The iPhone joined too.
Sorry.
I thought this was a cool song. When I listened to it initially, do I think it's a hit? No, but I think it's probably gonna work. So
wait on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on it, but I think it's gonna work though.
Okay.
I feel the same way. I feel like it's gonna be a sleeper. It's good, but I say wait on it. I don't think it's like it's something that initially comes out and just goes, but it's one of them songs that's gonna sneak up on you. One day it's gonna be on. You gonna know all the words too, out of nowhere. But
I'm
spend that
also
200K radio.
I'm also interested to see how like PNB Rock, like PNB Rock was in like limbo Atlantic for a while. Like he didn't put out anything. It seemed a little bit frustrated at times, and he got his album out last year. And
That was this year.
was it this year? Early this year, right? Like that's how it feels like such a fucking long time. And by the way, I like that album. But later in this year, he's dropping new music, and clearly this got to be a new single, maybe for a rollout for another project. I want to see what he got lined up.
Yeah, he got some heat coming. He definitely got some heat coming.
All right, so next up we have Lil TJ, Hold On. First single since he dropped his EP, FN, back in August. Again, pretty recent. What do you guys think about this one?
I personally think this is fire. I had the opportunity to be in the studio with him recently, and he played me a bunch of joints from like his upcoming
How the
project.
tables are turning here.
No, well,
I go in the studio now, niggas.
Nah, stop it.
All right.
I did my show. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah,
the show happened to be in the studio. I said, throw on some music, let me hear. Anyway, I really like the song. You know, apparently, which is so funny, like, so I listened to a bunch of songs, and then, like I play video games with these kids that are huge fans of his, and they all say, like, all these songs leak. Like, he has so much good music, but it happens to leak before we get the official release. So I'm guessing either Columbia or him now, they're officially releasing this joint, but apparently people heard it a little while before.
Yeah, I say for this one, I say wait on it, because you know what, I really, really, really like FN. Like, just that song. Like, I feel like they should keep pushing that joint more, but I say wait on it. Like, what I like about Lil TJ is, like, he's finally coming to his own when it comes to making records. It sounds like he really knows how to write a record. You know, so I think he's gonna be good, but I say wait on this one. We'll hold on.
All right, so we got a couple more. Next is Black Youngsta featuring Tory Lanez and G-Eazy Cut Up remix. So the original version dropped back in May. What do you guys think about this one?
I say hit. Black Youngsta. I think Black Youngsta is like underrated as an artist, like for real, because he's so funny and does all types of crazy shit. Like, people don't really take a listen to his music. Like, over our break, I went back and listened to a lot of his music from like 3 years ago, and he really got some shit. So I think that this one is a hit.
I'm gonna say wait on it. Like, I don't know if there's any visuals attached to this yet, but usually with Black Youngsta, his charisma sells everything for me. Like, he's one of those guys where like by the way, I think he's a decent rapper, underrated as you say. Like, you really go back and listen to his shit, like you realize, yeah, this guy, at first, when he was running around doing a lot of stuff with Money, I was like, I've never heard a song.
Right.
Then you start hearing some music and like, yo, he's not that bad. But I've always felt like the great thing about him is that he matches his personality with his music. It's kind of like one.
Right.
So I think this is a single type record. I'll see how, you know, he kind of pushes it. But I'm going to wait on it.
All right, wait on it.
Should we end with a little R&B or should we move on? X favorite genre? There's also a H.E.R. record featuring YG called Slide.
That's a hit. I can't wait for her, because her, like, for all the projects she's dropped, they saying that she's about to drop her debut album. Like, you know what I mean? But her, that's another one, man. I mean, when you look at what she's done over the past like three years, like in terms of her dropping music, she's one of the most consistent, winning Grammys, every type of award. She gonna be good, and Slide is a hit.
Wait on it. But what do I know about her?
What do you know?
Barely anything.
Not a road Jamaican.
All right, let's start. We got a couple quick hits for you guys. Starting with Jay-Z's big Super Bowl halftime performance. So confirmed, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira performing at the 2020 halftime show. So following this announcement, a lot of people were upset that Jay apparently picked J-Lo and Shakira. Uncle Luke had a lot to say about this, saying there's so many talented artists in Florida. Actually, you guys just take a look.
Hold the on. So all of a sudden, the NFL, y'all gonna bring in J-Lo and somebody else. And just totally disrespect all the entertainment, all the African-American entertainment in Miami, so we don't exist. We got world-class entertainment here. I would have thought you had sense to go and get Pitbull, Flo Rida, or Ross, or somebody, Trick Daddy, or something, really? We don't need the NFL. Our hotels are already filled up. You need us. Jay-Z, you gotta fix this shit. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
Shakira gets us somebody else, but we're saying Flo Rida by name. All right. Okay.
No,
you guys
listen.
outraged too.
I told you, man, niggas gotta figure out if they fuck with the NFL or not. Cause 1 minute is like, fuck the NFL, we don't want nothing to do with it, then it's this, right? I mean, Miami is a very predominantly like Latino state, right? It's a lot of Spanish people there.
You can say
City.
that.
Well, I'm tripping. It's yeah, cause it's Miami, it's Florida. My fault, y'all. But I mean, like, it's Shakira and J-Lo. They two of the biggest artists ever. I don't really give a fuck. Like,
Man, can y'all name the last Shakira song y'all listened to?
Hips Don't Lie.
And the only part I know is the Wyclef part of that shit. Listen, I think people do have a point here.
Said somebody else.
They announced that Jay was the head of all the entertainment activities, and if Jay-Z picked this shit, come on, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if he picked this shit.
That's what Jay-Z really let the NFL set him up. This is
anything regarding music?
Anything regarding
anything.
This is his second biggest fuck up since he lost 92 bricks. Let's be honest. Like, this is Jay-Z's second because he's now the
stupid.
person. They hired the scapegoat.
Yeah,
like now they're like, wait, we ain't got nothing to do with that. That's Jay-Z. That's your man.
Oh man.
Like he might as well got his wife to perform. Like a Beyonce, even though I think Beyonce like 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because even if you're not picking like. Throw Meek Mill on the joint. You feel me? Let's have a hold on, wait a minute moment or something like that. God damn it. But if we're going to have, if you're not going to be picking these people, because I can't believe Jay-Z picked this, right? And the social justice part of it is that y'all are selling merch. It's like, this shit's a mess, bro.
But I mean, they was going to use, I didn't think the Super Bowl was going to be the social justice merch pop-up shop. Like, I did not think that was going to happen there. Like.
Listen, I'm just saying, they set Jay-Z up on this shit, man. I don't know if it's a big check, but they're setting him up.
That nigga Luke is going crazy.
I do agree, again, I don't know how much, we heard that he's supposed to oversee it. Don't know how much power Jay-Z necessarily has, but I've always thought that the Super Bowl, if we are going into people's cities, like if you're going to Miami or you're going to Jacksonville or whatever, like at least showcase a little bit of culture. Like I get it's a game that's broadcasted worldwide and it might be bigger than that city it's in. But you got to put a little bit of the that city's culture within the.
There's no way Pitbull is not performing. I refuse to.
I mean, Pitbull has performed that.
I'm good on Pitbull performing.
Pitbull has performed at everything. This nigga does New Year's shows every year. He's done All-Star Weekend, NBA Finals. He's.
You know what's funny?
What?
I haven't heard a new Pitbull song forever either. Like I feel like this is how he be on the Forbes every year.
They go do their classics.
He's
anyway.
always 18 or 19. Pitbull always is 18 or 19 on the Forbes every year.
Pitbull is a fucking legend when it comes to this shit. But whatever, yeah.
Who knows? They might add some stuff.
Right,
some
yeah,
features, some surprises. There's a few months left.
Jay
You never
gonna do
know.
like Meth Bleak on the joint or something.
Look, he still might. You never know.
Why y'all trolling Bleak like that?
No, but like
you expect Jay-Z to put Memphis Bleak on the Super Bowl?
No, but what I mean, like have a moment on it, have a cultural moment, man.
A cultural moment.
Yo, that's how you really throw your middle finger up at the fucking NFL
Him and
owners,
Kim.
man. Niggas, man.
Yo, so he got a business with them to throw his middle finger up to them.
Yeah, the fuck.
Yo, you so ridiculous.
All right.
And Kaepernick right now shaking his head.
Some really sad news. J. Cole announced that he's no longer doing any more features. What are you sucking your teeth?
No, because I thought you were gonna announce a death. I'm like, oh man, that's a hard segue. Like, features, get out of here. Go ahead,
This
though.
is sort of like a death. All right, so he's on the new Gangstar track called Family and Loyalty. So he tweeted, "It's an honor to be on this song. This is the last feature you'll hear from me. Thank you to everybody I got to work with during this run. DJ Premier, the song is a classic. Thank you, and R.I.P. Guru." You guys know that tomorrow we're going to have to rank Cole's best features of the year, right?
I'm down with that.
No one else cares that he's retiring from features again?
Why did he have to announce this?
Because everything gets announced.
No, but he's, I don't usually kind of like chalk him up as the announcement guy. Like, yo, let me just let y'all know.
It's because of him and the no features thing
Nigga,
is such a big deal. They made a meme out of it that went crazy for like 2 years, and he had a crazy run, so.
No, well, him and no features, I just always associate that with his album. Not just like, okay, in between projects or just him hopping on other people's stuff. Like, I don't know why he had to announce it.
Because, nigga, J. Cole's had a 10-year career. In the past 2 years, we've seen him more in the past 2 years than we've seen him since his first year we ever seen him. After his first album drop, we didn't see the nigga no more like that.
Okay, and
Like,
then I ask the next question.
what?
All right. Number one, why did you announce it? And secondly, why? Like, so
He's J. Cole. He can announce that he's not doing features anymore.
I got it. But why aren't you doing features anymore? Like, are you kind of low-key signaling that you about to shut it down for a period of time?
Probably to do his own shit.
Or, yo, I'm getting in my own bag now. I gave you enough features.
I mean, I think if you're a J. Cole fan and you know how he does his music, you kind of put 2 and 2 together and get 4.
And then also, I start to think, I feel like he was doing all this feature shit for fans who always criticize him. Like, more than just for himself.
Yeah, probably.
Like, just the way how he's like...
It's a bit of both,
Yeah,
though.
he said he was having fun, but yeah, so what? We're selfish. We wanted some features.
I think it's a bit of
All
both.
right, man, get your little dollar and dream ass out of here. She's so happy watching J. Cole go on this run. But, I mean, he had a great run. I still think, even with him saying he's done features now, and not only just ranking features, just ranking his body of work this year, I definitely think, if not the best of any rapper, it's right there. I think he's put a... They don't give Grammys for like an MVP. You gotta wait for the BET Awards for like a MVP type of award. But I think he's MVP of this year.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Right? Or just wait for the Everyday Struggle Awards. We'll give him an award. Right?
Absolutely.
What are we, 3 months away?
It's only 3 months left in the year.
It's pretty wild.
2, really.
Yeah, you're right.
J. Cole wins some Nadeska stuff the ballot box.
Yo, Cole, let's ride bikes in New York City. That's what's destined to happen. Actually, let's end with some good news since I hate ending with sad news. So Good Kid, Mad City is officially the longest charting rap album in Billboard 200 history. This is obviously Kendrick's official studio debut album. It broke this record previously held by the Eminem Show. Rap is still alive. There we go. Some good news.
Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest ever.
So, Ak, you gonna come on time tomorrow? Should we show up 3 hours late?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna sleep a little longer tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Listen, Wayno, you can get an extra half an hour tomorrow, man.
No, bring your ass here on time, nigga.
Breakfast is on you. The control room
Yes,
is
it is.
requesting lobster.
Right.
Steak
Y'all
and
eat
eggs
lobster for breakfast?
We are on account of you, academics, because you have us sitting here for hours.
Steak and eggs out. Steak and eggs like breakfast, right? Okay. It'll be set up. The complex credit card will be in use.
And some more good news before we go today. According to some recent tweets from Ja Rule, he's planning to roll out all of his previous albums as visual albums. So we're getting videos for every song, and he's dropping a new album by the end of the year. Are you guys excited for this Ja Rule rollout?
Why you looking at me like that, man?
Yo, I'm so sick and tired of people disrespecting Ja Rule. I get the Fire Festival guys fucked up, bro. But why are we just laughing as soon as Ja Rule name come
I'm not disrespecting Ja Rule. I just feel like, what is he shooting videos for all his old music?
Well, that's what I was gonna then say. I'm interested to see how it's gonna go down, but when I hear visuals and a visual album, I don't think he's shooting videos. I do think
Like doing Tales, like a Tales, like
yeah,
type
I think
thing?
maybe some animation shit. I think almost like just adding visuals where he's not on a set. I can't see Ja Rule shooting.
He's gonna be on set.
Bro,
Ja Rule's shooting videos for every song you've ever heard.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
You don't think he'd do that?
No.
Academics, you don't?
Yeah, he would definitely do that. But still, if Ja is smart, like I think the idea is cool, but seeing you at 40-something do videos to songs you made at 20.
Don't relate that to age, man, okay?
Nah, bro, like, come on, man. Come on.
We got to go.
Okay.
A couple of anime videos, we can do that.
Okay, there we go. That's it. That's our show for today. We'll hopefully be on time tomorrow if Academic shows up on time. We'll see. We'll find out. Oh, he's buying us all breakfast, right?
Yes. Peace.
Steak and eggs, y'all said?
And lobster.
Y'all eat lobster for breakfast?